Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Joshkeatley. Now I want to let you guys in on some great tips on how to get a high KD in Call of Duty Ghosts. The first tip I got for you is to play Infected. Now when you play Infected, just make your overall goal just to get a high KD every game. That's all you think about. That's all you do. You try to get as many kills as you can before you die. And then when you do die, when you become infected, just sit the rest of the game out. Just hide as an infected person. Let all the other people, die 100 times. 'Cause that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna die, keep going negative, while you're gonna go positive every single game. And it's real easy to have over a 2 KD. I mean, if you go 2-1, that's a 2 KD right there. But once you get better, you're gonna start going 5-1. 10-1, 15-1, and so on, and you start adding all those games up, that really helps out your overall KD. Now, I do have a lot of other great tips for you. I mean, obviously, you probably don't want to play Infected all the time, but playing it just a little bit every day really helps out your overall KD. I'm telling you, just play just a couple games every single day. And let me go ahead and move on to some other great tips to help you out in other game modes to get a high KD, keep a high KD. Now, the second tip that I have for you is kind of an obvious one, but learn how to camp. I'm not saying that you should camp, the entire rest of your Call of Duty career. I'm saying until you really learn the maps, you understand them, why you're trying to get your KD up, learn different areas that you can camp, get IEDs, one IED to watch your back, or two, work your way up to get that IMS to help watch your back, get that Sentry Gun, and that really helps watch your back. And that's another great tip, is just working towards your kill streaks. You start out with the lowest you can get, a SATCOM, IMS, and then Sentry Gun. And the only thing that you're thinking about is getting that first kill streak. And once you get that first kill streak, that SATCOM, that's going to really help you push towards the IMS. And then just kind of, sit back, let the IMS help you get to the Sentry Gun, and so on. And I really don't like SATCOMs that much. I mean, you can even drop that SATCOM. First starting off, use it because it will help. But eventually you can move up to higher kill streaks, and when you get even better, move up to the highest ones, and that's just your goal. Every game is just to get those kill streaks. Now, when I say camp, I don't mean sit directly in a corner and wait for someone to run by and shoot. I'm talking about holding down a certain area. Find a good room or a good area of the map that you can hold down. Put your IEDs where someone would run through. If you hear the IED go off, turn around, you can shoot them. It's extremely helpful. Now, even if you're a run and gun type of person, like I said, this is going to help your KD out. And sometimes, you're in that situation where your team's about to lose, you're playing an important game, and just having that knowledge of how and where to camp is really going to help your team get that W. And also, let's say that you're getting really close to a really high kill streak. You don't want to run out in the open like an idiot. So just having some of that knowledge of where and how to camp, on every single map is really going to help you out to get those high kill streaks, to get you a better KD. Now I'm going to start going in a little more specifics in the game of how to be a better player that's going to help your KD out. Another great tip that I got for you is just aiming around every single corner. Every time you go around a certain area, a certain corner, make sure to aim down your sights and get ready to shoot somebody. A lot of times, the more you play, where an enemy, where a person could be, and just as soon as you go around that corner, just pretend that someone is going to be there, and you're immediately ready to shoot them. And along with that is, don't sprint nearly as much. Now, if you just spawn, you understand where your teammates are. You can sprint a little bit, because you don't want to be shot in the ass. So you can, sprint to certain areas. But once, you get to a point where you have a feeling the enemy could be around the corner, really have your gun up and ready to aim and ready to shoot an enemy. Don't be sprinting around corners. and really do a lot less sprinting. It's really not needed. Now, if you have a run and gun style, that's a whole different story. But I mean, what I'm talking about right now, to get a high KD is really going to help you up. Take your time going around corners, certain area, always have your gun up and just ready to shoot that enemy. Now, I want to talk about map awareness is extremely important. If you're playing TDM, you can kind of always take a look at your mini map and see where your teammates are, and that gives you a good indication of where the enemy is. And this goes for any game mode, especially like domination. You can kind of tell by where your teammates are and where the capture points are. If your teammates have two capture points, the enemy is pushing towards one of them. So, just being aware of where your teammates are and where the enemy is possibly getting ready to go to, you want to keep that in your mind while you're playing, keeping an eye on that mini map so you understand where the enemy is, and that way you're more prepared when they do come to be able to shoot them, to have that advantage of knowing that they're coming towards you. Or if you're kind of pushing, knowing that they could be around that corner, so you have the advantage. You're aiming down the sight, ready to shoot someone around that corner. Now, another great tip is just trying to play with really good players. Try to get a full team of good players to play with all the time. And this is a good example where KD really helps out, because if you do have a good KD, it's much easier to party up with other people that have a high KD also. No one wants to team up with shitty players that have a terrible KD. People really want to team up and play with good players that have a good KD ratio. The biggest reason to play with good teammates is because you can count on them a lot more to have your back. Where randoms, they don't give a shit about you, you don't give a shit about them, and you just can't count on randoms. You think that one might have your back, but the enemy just plows through them because they suck, and then they're shooting you in the back, because your teammates suck. So it really helps to have good teammates that can watch your back. Now, also, if you're constantly on a shitty team, that's giving the enemy a lot of kill streaks that are going to constantly fuck you up and stop you from getting your kill streaks, and you definitely don't want that. So by playing with good players, that means the enemy is getting less kill streaks, and you can get more kill streaks, to help you have a better KD.
Now, another really great tip for you is just having the right class setup for your type of gameplay. Now, there's a lot of great YouTubers that have class setup videos. I recommend looking at some of the bigger YouTubers, see what they use, the good Call of Duty players. Go on Twitch, look at some of the MLG pro type of players. There's this one guy on Twitch who, is trying to get 500 k.e.m strike. He's such a beast at Call of Duty. Look at some really good players and see what class setup they use, and find the right class setup that helps benefit you the best. Now, Call of Duty Ghosts has a lot of really big maps, so I definitely recommend using an assault rifle. If it is a smaller map, definitely you can use that submachine gun. If you're trying to get a higher KD and you're not all that good at sniping, I definitely recommend going with an assault rifle class. And I have a couple class setup videos, please go check those out. But definitely check out some bigger YouTubers too, and just find the best class setup that's really going to help out your style of gameplay. Now, another really great tip is just to work on your aim. Constantly aim for the upper part of someone's body, more towards their head. And also you can buy Control Freaks, FPS Freak analog thumbsticks, and those are so helpful. They're little thumbsticks that you put on top of your 360 controller analogs, and they help you aim better. And they're only $7 to $10, extremely cheap, and it's going to help improve your game so much. Now, while we're talking about better equipment, having a good controller, buy a Control Freak or a Scruff, or some type of controller that is really good. Now, I'm not talking about modded controllers. Now, a scuff controller is a little bit modded, but that is MLG legal. You can take it to an MLG tournament. You can play that when you're playing MLG. So just having a really good high quality controller makes a huge difference also. Now, having good internet is going to make a hell of a big change, and sometimes, check your cable provider. Sometimes you can get a faster internet speed for just $10 or $20 more a month, and that can make a huge difference when playing Call of Duty. You won't get nearly as much lag. Now, speaking of lag, there is kind of an expensive program called a lag buster that you can buy that helps out the lag. Now, it is very expensive. It's $200, and it's something I haven't got to try out yet, but maybe if I do get enough money, that is something that I'm going to invest into to really help prevent the lag. Now, I am going to put a link down in the description to all these great programs, and something that is very helpful is having a good headset. I recommend having Turtle Beaches, Triton, or Astro, just something really nice. That way you can help hear the footsteps extremely loud, and it's really going to improve your game and help out your KD. Now, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of these tips, and if you guys have any other tips, please leave that in the comments and try to get people a thumbs up so that other people can see it. And I really appreciate if you guys put a like on this video. It really helps my videos out. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm going to have a lot of great Call of Duty Ghost tips for you guys. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching my video today. And you guys have a great day today.
Sorry, cause the rest lie. Yeah, that's a lyrical crime. Because I'm lyrical, but I'm a stereo guy. Throwing shells, call me Mario Fly. My oppositions is after dissing my competition. They gotta listen to hottest spitting in my division. So when I come through, everybody hail. They release me on a bail. Had a slow start, they was calling me the Lakers. House was kinda small, but now I got a couple acres. Got the beat rocking and they moving like some shake props. I've been through too many nights where I would write for my life. With a pen I would type like the Knights reaching heights when they jumping off the ground.